Okay, in this question we're dealing with a model for positive and negative numbers. Now you might not be familiar with this, but the red chip represents a negative value. So negative. Every time you see one, think of it as -1. If you see one black chip, think of that as positive or +1. And we can model addition and subtraction with this pretty efficiently, at least with small numbers or friendly numbers, to get a sense of what's happening. So for example, what they want us to figure out is, what do we end with if we start with 3 positive black chips and then we add 5 red chips. So imagine that we have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive chips lined up, and then we add, or we literally put in that group, 3 red chips. Sorry, I got it backwards. Don't go backwards here. We actually only need three positive chips, and it's 5 red chips. So we have these 3 black chips, and then we add 5 chips. 5 red chips. Well, every time you add a positive and negative one together, right? These pairs right here, they cancel out to 0. So what's left is 2 negative red chips, or -2. So you can think of that as having +3 plus -5 is -2. And now in the next scenario, we start with 2 black chips, 2 positive ones, and a red -1, and we take away, right? Subtract means to take away 3 red chips. Now this is weird because we don't have 3 red chips. And the trick here is, well, to change the number we're starting with. So what is this number? Well, it's 2 positives and 1 negative. That's just the number 1, right? Because these two cancel out to 0. So we can't change that number entirely unless we add both positive and negative, right? So we need 2 more negatives to take away. So we add 2 positives and 2 negatives. Notice that this number is still +1, right? Because these two, and these two, and these two are all 0, and +1 is left. So we still start with +1, but now we can actually take away 3 red chips. Let's do that. Take away 1, 2, 3. And we're left with our answer, which is 4 black chips. And that leads us into the discovery that, oh, if I take away 3 red chips, but I start with 1, that means that 1 minus -3 is actually +4. So taking away 3 negative chips actually adds to your value. So you can actually think of this as adding a +3. So 1 plus 3 equals 1 minus -3. They both equal 4, and that's a fun conclusion to come to. In this one, a little bit more straightforward. I'm not sure why this is a much tougher question than this one, but look here, we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red chips. How many do we have to take away to get 2 red chips? Well, just take away 3 red chips. So here you can say subtract 3 reds. And as a model, that's -5, right? Take away -3, and that does equal -2. Alright, and again, that's adding value, and you go to other videos to understand that one, but here, it's a little bit trickier. What number do we start with? We can take away 3 black chips and then have 4 red chips. Well, that literally means we had to have started with 3 black chips and 4 red chips. This is our starting number, because then when we take away these 3 black chips, we subtract them, we will be left with these 4 red ones. So this is the number I put in here. What number is that? That's -1, right? Because all of these numbers here cancel out, and only -1's left. So this equation, and the last equation, is actually -1 minus 3, and that equals -4. Alright, hope that helped a little bit.